Same.
Hey,
All right, this is,
Amari Martin.
got it, right? Okay. Mr. Martin, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, let's get on the record. 24 SC 005867, State versus Amari Martin. Mr. Martin, Ms. Rios says you're ready to enter a plea. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I want to hear the pleas first.
So two things, you get to hear a lot of things. The way this is going to flow is that you're going to be asked a bunch of questions about your rights, et cetera. And ultimately, you're going to be entering a plea of guilty or an Alford plea, however you and Ms. Rios have structured it. And I'll accept that plea. And then we'll get to sentencing. If the sentence that I give you is more severe than what Ms. Rios asks for, you'll have a chance to withdraw your plea if you want to. So just as an example, if Ms. Rios says, Judge, I think you should sentence Mr. Martin to 6 months in jail. And I say, I think it should be 9 months. 9 months is more severe than 6. And so you two could talk about it. You could decide, yeah, but I'll do 9. That's close enough. Or you could say, no, I was willing to do 6, but not any more than that. And so if you want to say, no, thank you to this whole process, you can do that, but it won't be till the very end. When I tell you what the sentence is going to be. Before then, you'll be saying, yes, I plead guilty, I did these things, or I was part of it, et cetera. The end will do the sentence, and then you'll be given a chance to have the final word of, I'm good with the sentence, I'll stick with it, or no, I'd rather go to trial. Okay? All right, Ms. Davis is going to put you under oath, ask you the questions she needs to. I'll have some questions, and we'll go from there.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Davis, when you're ready.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you shall give in this matter before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
You can put your hand. Please state your true, correct, and legal name.
Amari Martin.
Can you spell your first and middle name for the court?
Amari. Middle name Maurice.
Are you at this time taking or under the influence of any alcohol, drugs, or medication?
No, ma'am.
Is there any medication that you normally take that you have not taken today?
No, ma'am.
How old are you and how far have you gone in school?
18 years old and 11th grade going to 12.
Where are you going to high school?
I'm finna go back to Tri-Cities High School.
Okay, when you say go back, did you have to take some time off from high school? Or you just finished your junior year there?
No, I didn't finish my junior year. I was actually on online schooling.
Okay, but once this is all done and we get to the start of the new school year, you'll be at Tri-Cities
Yes, sir.
for your senior year?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Are you able to read, write, and understand the English language?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a United States citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you're charged with the following offenses in indictment 24 SC 005867? It is one count of burglary in the first degree, count 2 theft by receiving stolen property, count 3 financial transaction card theft, second count of financial transaction card theft, possession of a firearm for the commission of a felony, and possession of tools for the crime.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have the right to either plead guilty or not guilty to these charges? And if you plead not guilty or remain silent, you may dispute your trial.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had enough time to speak with your attorney, Ms. Rios, about all the facts and circumstances known to you regarding the charges of this indictment, including any potential defenses?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you need more time to discuss this case with your attorney?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with your services?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Rios, you waive formal reading of the indictment and you know that's for the purposes of this plea?
Yes.
Mr. Martin, do you remember being arrested for these charges?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, the state is unaware of any outstanding warrants related to these charges. Ms. Rio, are you aware of any outstanding warrants?
No.
Mr. Martin, has your attorney advised you of the minimum and maximum sentence for each charge to which you're pleading today?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand if you plead guilty, if your plea is a blind plea, also called a non-negotiated plea, the state may still recommend a sentence to the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that the court can impose any sentence authorized by law, including a higher sentence than that recommended by the state, up to the maximum sentence on each charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're, that this is a guilty plea that will permanently be reported in your crimes?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that this plea may be used to enhance sentencing on other convictions in this jurisdiction as well as other jurisdictions, including in federal courts?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that if you're not a United States citizen, a guilty plea will affect your immigration status and will result in deportation, just like a conviction at trial would, and this is true regardless of any advice by your attorney or anyone else?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty to a felony, if you use, receive, possess, or transport a firearm, or use a firearm in a crime, you'll be guilty of a felony, which may carry a sentence from 1 to 15 years in prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that there may be other adverse or unfavorable consequences as a result of this guilty plea conviction, just as there would be from a conviction following trial?
Yes, ma'am.
For example, your guilty plea may affect your right to vote, the right to hold public office, the right to serve on a jury, the right to obtain a passport, the right to receive, possess, or transport a firearm, or the ability to obtain employment.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you waive any and all defenses, including mental health defenses, by entering a guilty plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty, you're giving up the following rights: the right to a trial by jury,
Yes, ma'am.
the right to remain silent and not incriminate yourself,
Yes, ma'am.
the right to confront witnesses against you,
Yes, ma'am.
the right to the assistance of counsel hired by you or to court-appointed counsel if you cannot afford an attorney at a trial or case,
Yes, ma'am.
the right to the presumption of innocence,
Yes, ma'am.
the right to testify on your own behalf and to present other evidence,
Yes, ma'am.
the right to subpoena witnesses and to compel the production of evidence,
Yes, ma'am.
the right to have the charges against you proved beyond a reasonable doubt,
Yes, ma'am.
the right to appeal convict of these charges after a trial.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you may have only a limited right to appeal this guilty plea conviction?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have only 4 years from today for a felony charge to file a habeas corpus petition challenging the voluntariness of this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you plead to the charges in indictment 24 SC 005-867 to the count of burglary in the first degree, theft by receiving stolen property, financial transaction card theft, 2 counts, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, possession of tools for the commission of a crime? How do you plead?
Okay, guilty under Alford.
When forced, threatened, or promised you anything against you to enter a guilty plea?
Amen.
Is it your decision to waive these rights to enter a guilty plea because you're in fact guilty?
Say that one more time, ma'am.
Is it your decision to waive these rights and enter a guilty plea because you're in fact guilty?
Guilty under Alford.
Is this plea freely and voluntarily given with full knowledge of the charges against you?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, we'll provide a factual basis for this plea. Your Honor, on September 10th, 2024, officers were alerted to a vehicle that had been reported stolen out of Sandy Springs. It was a 2022 Toyota Sienna. Officers approached that vehicle, which they thought was unoccupied, but it had 3 individuals located within inside that vehicle who were sleeping. One of those individuals was Mr. Martin.
That hearing had a little bit of everything. What we saw today was 18-year-old Amari Martin enter an Alford plea on a slew of serious charged burglary in the first degree, theft by receiving, financial transaction card theft and fraud, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony twice, and possession of tools for the commission of a felony. For someone who hasn't finished high school yet, that's a heavy docket. And yet, the hearing was handled with care, clarity, and even a bit of hopeful tone as the judge navigated through the process with patience and precision. Mr. Martin came across as respectful, quiet, and perhaps just a bit overwhelmed, but not evasive. He confirmed he was not under the influence, that he could read, write, and understand English, and that he'd had enough time to discuss the case with his attorney, Miss Rios. Every yes ma'am and yes sir felt measured, and that makes sense given the weight of the situation. He's an 11th grader who'd been attending online school with plans to return to Tri-Cities High School in person for his senior year. The court made note of that, and you could tell the judge took it seriously. This wasn't someone being written off. Miss Rios, once again, came prepared. She opted for an Alford plea, signaling that while Martin might not admit full guilt, he acknowledges the state has enough to convict. The state laid out the facts. Back in September 2024, officers found a stolen Toyota Sienna in Atlanta. Inside, 3 sleeping individuals, including Martin. Now, that image alone, a stolen vehicle, 3 teenagers asleep inside, already paints a picture of poor decisions and bad timing. But from there, the charges piled on, likely due to the contents found inside the vehicle or what those individuals had been up to earlier. The transcript cuts off before detailing all the evidence, but the indictment itself speaks volumes. What stood out here wasn't a chaotic or tense courtroom, it was structured and professional. The judge gave Martin room to breathe, explained that he'd have a chance to withdraw the plea if the sentence ended up being harsher than what Miss Rios requested, and made sure every waiver of rights was done with full understanding. This wasn't a rubber stamp plea. It was thoughtful, cautious, and despite the stack of charges, still gave the sense that the door isn't closed for Mr. Martin's future. He's young, and it sounds like everyone in that courtroom knew it. So where does this leave things? Sentencing was yet to be pronounced in this portion, but we saw the gears turning. Mr. Martin's acknowledgement under Alford, his clean and cooperative demeanor, and the court's careful handling suggest a focus on balance, consequences, yes, but not at the cost of rehabilitation. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one.